Se perfilando, va dibujando, es el humo del tabaco, es el humo del tabaco. Tabaco para limpiar, tabaco para organizar, tabaco para purgar, tabaco para sanar. Es el abuelo tabaco, es el humo del tabaco.
In whatever way you found me, you are here because you're meant to come here to the Chicago Rising Phoenix Mystery School Wellness Center. Come meet me. Come. You'll love it. You'll love it. Join us every 4 months when I host the retreats. Let me know if you have any questions, write in the comments.
Se perfilando, va dibujando, es el humo del tabaco, es el humo del tabaco. Tabaco para limpiar, tabaco para organizar, tabaco para purgar, tabaco para sanar.
You are here because you're meant to be here. Make sure you watch this video all the way to the end. I am Rising Phoenix A.U.R.A. I actually physically landed in Antarctica through a cruise, but I did it. And you are watching I Survive Antarctica, which is part of my Antarctica, Beyond the Ice Walls of Antarctica and the Lost Cities of Tartaria series. And this is part 5. So if you have not watched the other episodes, I do suggest you go back so you're not completely lost. Also, it also saves me lots of time so I don't have to reference the same things over and over. If I do have to reference different ideas and different content that we've been sharing, over 1,000 videos throughout 9 years, I will mention the video and we'll add the link here. It is incredible for you to be here, which means that you are here because you are a vibratory match to understand what is happening in Antarctica. We've gone through the journey. This series is incredible, you all. It's going to take us some time to deliver it because we have just entered Antarctica. Keep watching. I have tons of videos and pictures. So much information and so much data has been happening on Earth, especially since going to Antarctica this year during that total eclipse that happened in Antarctica that we were there. So tremendous, you all. Keep watching. Make sure you hit like and subscribe right now. But in case you don't know who I am telling you, you want to watch our videos. They are incredible. Once you start watching one, you can't stop watching them because you realize your soul tells you this is the real truth. This is the truth I've been searching for. I talked to people all over the world. I think I'm on my 749 Aura session, maybe about 1,500, 1,500 readings and one-on-ones that I've had with people. It's a lot, you all. And all these different people I talk to, no matter what age, whether they're 20 or 70 or 100, they say, A.U.R.A, I've been searching for you and the content that you share all my life. So know that you are here and you are home, you can say, in the sacred content that we share. Is so sacred home this content is. So keep watching. All right, quick little intro. I host retreats, workshop. I am the founder of Rising Phoenix Mystery School right behind me, and which is a wellness center located in the Chicagoland area. I am also the founder of A.U.R.A Hypnosis, Entity Removal, Raw Reiki, Quantum Galactic Akashic Reading, and the Rising Phoenix Mystery School. You could go to my websites, risingphoenixaurora.com and aurapractitioners.com to get more information. I offer all that I mentioned, sessions, live courses, and live every Sunday. We're here teaching the courses. I also host retreats and workshops. So you could come to my next retreat, which is in September, so that you can get certified through A.U.R.A Hypnosis and Raw Reiki. Otherwise, all the sessions you can book with me, or you could go to aurapractitioners.com to book with the practitioners all over the world. I am having an incredible event once a month. The first one we had was, wow, you all. I shared a short little clip here under Rumble. You could check that out. I knew that it was a magical day, but the video, not altered in any way, is magical. A little short. So come have tea with Tea with Aurora every second Sunday. Every second Sunday of the month at 1 p.m. Central Time. And if you can't join me for this incredible aura regression, group regression sound bath, if you can't join me live here in Chicago, you could also join for that membership and do it online and join us at the same time during the portion of the aura group regression. Keep an eye out. Make sure you sign up for my newsletter. Follow me on all the social medias. I am everywhere except for Spotify, where they banned me, because I was talking about COVID stuff back then. But besides that, no one else banned me. So this is pretty incredible. You are here because you are ready to listen. You are ready in all ways. I believe in you. That's what I'm known for. I believe in you with all that I am. I believe in your soul. Let's go. Believe in yourself like I believe in yourself. And you, like I believe in you, and how your angels and your guides and your higher self believe in you. All right, you all, let's get started. Now, let's get started with a dance, guys. And then I have so much to share with you as far as what's happening in Antarctica and the messages that are coming in from Antarctica. Tons of videos. I'm excited for you to see, because remember in the first couple videos I showed you, and it looked muggy in Antarctica. It looked grayish. The water was still. There was like no vibration coming out of her. Get ready, you all. Boom. We show you the spirituality. As you know, I'm known as a spiritual revolutionist. I'm an oracle. So we show you now, not just in like what we're remote viewing and seeing. We also show you we also show you everything as far as like the physical. We're showing you both through the third eye and also the physical. It's just really incredible, you all. Just so incredible. Thank you. We're joining the spirituality with the physicality, which is carbon-based but crystalline, because you are a beautiful crystal. All right, guys, let's get started. Let's start it off with a song. Okay, I was thinking this time, y'all. We always dance in our chairs. Maybe you guys get up and dance. Maybe. But let's go. Let's dance for a minute. All right. We're gonna get up and dance. Yeah? You guys get up with me? Come on. All right, let me see what song I have here for us.
Aurora, as somebody who went to the tea with Aurora, they said it was an amazing time in chat.
Yes. For real. It is, I can't explain it to you all. I mean, it ended up turning into not 3 hours. It's like a long time. And then we're like, okay, well, we gotta go, guys. Everybody was like, wow, we didn't realize we were there that long. Just like how much like, sacred wisdom and knowledge was being shared from all these beautiful souls, higher selves. It was, wow, you all get ready. It's like, it's a taste of what our retreats are just for a couple hours. And then once you feel that, you're like, whoa, where have I been? And let's go. Okay. So, all right, here we go. Let me get the song going.
And everybody says you look beautiful. And Aurora, how is it you look even more distinguished with so much knowledge, but still keep looking younger?
What? You guys. I would say the same thing about you. Thank you. Well, how is it? Well, that's the truth is that I'm constantly healing myself when I'm sleeping at cellular level and mitochondria level. So I'm healing my waters. I'm sending so much love to myself all the time. And then the aura hypnosis entity removal is the truth, because we are constantly shifting out lower density energy, which basically keeps you young. How old am I? I am 45 now. Yeah. I had a big 4-4 last year. Now I'm 45. So yeah, let's go. You guys ready? Okay. All right. Let's dance. Okay. Here we go. Come on, get up, guys. Just 30 seconds, 1 minute. Dance for 1 minute. Here we go. Let's go. All right, we'll just put on Spanish music because it's the easiest one to dance to. And it's Celia Cruz. What's up? Come on, guys. Come on, come on. Woo! Come on. Dance with me. Y no camina de lado. Come on, come on. 30 more seconds, guys. We gotta raise the frequency. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, come on. Oh, what happened? The music left. All right, all right. I think the angel said that was enough. It's too much. What happened to the sound? Speaker. Okay. Well, that's enough, I guess. I don't know what happened to the sound. Is it back?
I think you said exactly 30 seconds, and that's what it did.
Perfect. All right, because otherwise, guys, I could dance forever. All right, what's on? Let's go. Back, back, back. Here we go. We're getting started. At the end, we'll dance a little more. So let's go. Gina is here, which is so incredible because she got to go with me. Gina, say hi for a couple minutes. Couple seconds.
Hi, everybody. I'm Gina, and yeah, Aurora was right. We did go to Antarctica, and it was incredible. The journey there, as you've heard all that she started bringing in, is just the tip of the iceberg, if you want to call it. A little Antarctica joke. But yeah, incredible. So much more to share. So you guys make sure you write your questions and comments here and join us for this journey because it is incredible. And you know, we even talk more about this in the live Q&As and then the AuroRa practitioners. So if you guys feel led to it and you want to join those tiers, please do, because we ask so much more and go more in depth in that. And AuroRa adds so much information. It's incredible. So make sure you guys stay tuned for the rest of this series for sure.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Now, on a real note, there is something huge happening on Earth, and it is definitely related. When the message is coming forth from Lionsgate, right? Starting especially from 2022 Lionsgate. And you could check out all those videos where we started talking about, you know, how the Beatles were going to start outed. Then my prediction happened exactly when we said it would, which, you know, Puff Daddy, Pete, whatever his name is, got outed. And ever since then, they've been going after, thank goodness, to this administration currently that is saving the children. So with that is that since we have the energetic point of view, the collective focusing on saving the children, what's happening is that the matrix has fallen. Okay, what does that mean? Let me see what I can share with you on what that means. Notice that I didn't say that the matrix is falling. I want you to pay attention to me saying that the matrix has fallen. Okay, now, as you know, I am a past life regressionist as well, and the founder of A.U.R.A. Hypnosis. And with my sessions, what's been happening, say in the last, recently, last maybe month, is that the clients don't know each other, don't talk to each other, but they're continuing an important story of what is happening on Earth and the opportunities and the possibilities for people to completely do the work to shift out the entities, right? So that they can vibrate and oscillate into a higher state of being. And then when you do that, where do you enter? You enter a crystalline, crystalless form. You are a crystal. We are within the earth, who is a God crystal. Mother Earth is a crystal. There's science on that. I teach it through all my courses. That's what we are, right? So what we got to see in Antarctica when we landed there was about like how frozen it was, because it really is frozen, right? But petrified still, like empty too, in crystalline energy. So what we're going to see today is to see how far we get into it, is you're going to see how the vibration return and the life return back. Now, Gina, to save time, I am going to be showing the pictures. Now, we have the map. I'm going to show you the map. And because we have a map, so awesome, of where we went. And then, Gina, if you could tell, I'll share the pictures and you tell us where we're at on the map to help us out, okay? And so here's the map that we're going to reference how we're going into here, okay? This is where we went from Tierra de Fuego. If you watch all the other parts, we know that this part of Tierra de Fuego is actually part of the wing of the Antarctica, part of Argentina. There's the map's wrong, right? In the Urbano Monte map, this part here, in the old videos that we already talked about, we found the Tierra de Fuego on the old map, and it's part of the Arctic Circle instead. This part is Antado, right? So they're still connected. The Antarctica and Argentina, South America are still connected, okay, right? This is the tip. All right, and then you have to travel through the Drake's Passageway to get to where we're going to be talking about today, okay? All right, so I'll show you the map as we go along. All right. So the first images I'm going to show you here is okay, so the last we were at is we saw some really cute seals and penguins. I mean, they run it down there, you all. They run the worlds over there. All right, so let me see where we're at. And then I showed you briefly some of what was happening, right? While we're there. Now, what I'm going to be doing is, because it's going to be a lot, kind of like a slideshow, right? So, Gina, this is the first image I'm going to be sharing here. It might say it on the map. So it's basically right after our penguin, the sea, the leopard seal interaction, right? February 14th. So this is where we're at, right? This is where we were at for February 14th. So tell us, where are we at right now there on the map? Okay. And you see that the water's changing from how originally it begun, okay? There is some type of vibration coming forth. Now, when you typically look at an ocean, right, especially you're at the beach, you're seeing those waves, and those waves are going back and forth. So this is where we are in it. We're in Antarctica. We're seeing the ice melt and the crystalline energy. We can feel it. We're standing in front of it as the ice is melting and the crystalline energy is coming back. Now you're going to say, yes, icebergs have been melting. Yes, they have been. But what I can tell you is that the transformation that we got to see was the vibration coming back to life. See, this here is still. This is how it looks regularly. Okay. And even then, there's starting to be some frequency energies happening. Just so beautiful. Just enjoy the views of the different rocks. We thought that they were icebergs, but as they continue to unthaw, we are seeing together that they are not just, there's actually land under the icebergs, you all. That's really what's under the big masses of icebergs is land, which tells us what does that tell us? Why is there land? Why is there land under the icebergs. I mean, that would tell you that, what would that tell you? That would tell you if there is land under the icebergs. That tells you that there was, of course, communal life there. And what happened to these people? How did it become frozen? And then that's really the story that we've been telling through this Antarctica Tartaria series over and over, right? Okay. So that's what we're seeing here. And Gina, where are we at on the map?
So that would be Mickelson Harbor, Trinity Island, and that was on February 14th.
Okay.
And we also saw Gentoo penguins and the leopard seals.
Okay. So then that would be here on the map. We are... Where is it on the map? Gina, which one of these?
So it says, let's see, Mickelson Harbor right there.
Oh, right here. See it? Yeah. Okay, awesome. So here we are. That's where we're at. And then as we shift, Gina, and you recognize that we're shifting to another location, I'll keep showing the map so we can follow along. Okay, so that's where we're at. Okay. So let's keep seeing the pictures. As I show you the pictures, I'm going to start telling you all to save time some of the information that's been coming forth. That's really important for you to know, okay? All right, so these are, what it looked like. Again, lots of chemtrails, definitely. Very dense clouds. You couldn't even see, like right here, this, when we arrived, was all, this would be all covered up. You wouldn't be able to see the land masses because of how foggy and clouded these lands were, okay? Wow. Just love hearing that. Even though it was still in that moment, so special. Okay, so what's happening on Earth? All right, so I'm just going to keep going through the slideshow again, okay? So as you know, dreams are not just make-believe. You guys already know that. Dreams are communications from your consciousness, your higher self, God, the creator, source, love, light, and also what's happening both in the universe, the multiverse, and then what's happening within also, personal information. Now, my dreams have a lot to do with communications from the universe and Divine Mother Sophia, or the multiversal Phoenix. They're always communicating to me information to share with you, and they give me every point of what I'm supposed to be speaking to you every Friday on what's next on the most organic timelines. And as we continue, I want to say that you haters and trolls, don't even bother. Keep it. It'll be yours to transmute. Keep your entities to yourself. As you know, I don't have tolerance and I don't have time for that stuff. All right. So, what was happening? Goodness, where do I even start? This is huge, you all, but I will start. Okay. All right, through communications, through dream time. What is the first one? Okay, I want to go through that one. Okay, this one's pretty incredible, you all. Gina, find me a video, a TikTok short of when, like, when the Operation Fishbowl, where they're trying to get through the firmament and they keep hitting the rockets and you see the ocean. Okay, find me a TikTok of that and interrupt me once you have it. All right, so in the dream, I'm walking on Earth and I'm watching Earth from the inside, which is very beautiful to do so, because typically in my dreams are always covered in golden energy, which golden energy represents that you're viewing something that is organic, crystalline, right? So in this perspective, this time though, I'm viewing from the inside. And what happens is that we have reached at this level, and these communications were given to me in this order, each one of these visions, okay, as the oracle energy and visions that the angels give me. All right, so what is happening is that the firmament, the crystalline dome that Yeshua wrote in the Bible, has reached very low. Okay, now we know that, was it March 2023, right, Gina? Angel Oaks, that the firmament, yes, went down. You remember when you were little, the stars were so far, tiny little dots. Now we could record them with our phones and, see the different cymatic. Here we go. You see that? The water's changing. You see the ripple there in Antarctica. Just as I said about the stars and the cymatics that's coming out of them, right? So then we can see that now with our eyes. Cute seal. And when we were little, no, they were tiny little dots. They seemed so far. It was because we were so far. Not that the stars were far from us. It was because we were at a low density. Now, this is February 14, Valentine's Day. And when was the eclipse? That was the 15, right, Gina? The 15. So this is the day before the total eclipse. So I'm hoping to get there. We'll see. To the total eclipse today. But in the vision, what's happened is that, how they lowered, and I talked to you guys long ago, and I showed you how the Orion man was used to be going back, like he was falling back. Now he's going forward. And that's just a fact, what it looked like before and after. I don't know what video that would have been, Gina. Try to find it. But we'll add the link there. Okay. So, sorry, the dogs are going to be noisy for a minute.
And do you want these videos sent? They're on the dock. Do you want them sent to you?
It's easier if you just send them to me to my phone. Yeah. Okay. All right. Give them a minute while I load the video she's sending me. We got huskies. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's a good howl. Got a really good one in there. Huskies, they love doing that, as you know. Okay, so Gina, did you send them to me? Yeah. Okay. All right. So as I want you to get the visual before I try to explain to you the dream. Okay, so this is what I need you to understand that I was watching. Okay, so let me see. Okay, we're gonna fast forward to when the rocket is hitting.
And then Aurora, just really quickly, you talked about the Orion and how it was back and forth in a video that was for an eclipse in 2024.
Whoa, is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
That's epic, Gina. Thank you. Eclipse 2024, yes. And I had the facts. I could, you could watch that video for the facts. Okay, so what's happening here? So there's a rocket, okay, and I wonder who this is. I don't want to play the sound, Gina, but did you get to hear? What is this? Is this like Elon or who's throwing the rocket?
It's basically, SpaceX was doing that, and they were just showing how.
Look, you see that? Okay, you see that right there? That's all. That's what I need you to see right here. Okay, so this is what happens when the rocket reaches a certain altitude. Okay, the rocket hits something, right? And it is basically a crystalline dome above us, the firmament. All right, again in the Bible, talks about this. That part of the Bible is accurate. All right. And then I think there's one more video that Gina showed me. Let me see if this one's even better. Okay, this one looks even better. This is important for you to know because I don't predict things unless they're actually going to happen. I don't know the time frame, but it didn't seem too far. Okay, so again, another rocket. And then hitting, it's gonna hit, I think, water. Okay. That's wow, right? You got to see the splash in the other one. It's hitting something. Look, there's some kind of vibration, an oscillation happening. There's an impact that's happening there. And wow, on that one. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if he added that, but there it is. There's water hitting. Look, you can see the cymatics hitting there. Okay. That's good. All right. And I really like the first one where it looked like a splash. Okay. So in the future vision, what it was, not a dream, is I was watching as the whole like Earth is freaking out, because what's happening, you all, is that the crystalline firmament, the dome has lowered, and I feel like it's happening now. Okay. And what happens is if there's a bird that gets too close to the crystalline dome, it splashes like that first one, and you can see the ocean behind it. And people are freaking out, just like the ones that are like, wait, what? There's aliens? Like that. If there's like a balloon that goes up and touches it, any kind of close contact, even if an airplane gets too close, but at that point, I'm not sure what they're doing in that time space. We'll see it in the future, guys. Again, I don't know exactly what, but this is pretty cool. What are they going to do? And don't forget that I predicted this. So the airplane, they're going to tell the airplanes to fly how low, we already know how low they are. I've showed you the videos in the last video. Was it the New Yorker? I showed you when I went to the New Yorker how Star Series was under our airplane. We can't fight this because I'm showing you an actual video. I'm on the airplane. So you all, and it was incredible to see that. You can see the ocean beyond the creational waters, right? That created all that is. You could see the water. We could look at it. Any kind of close contact, vibration would splash the water. You could see the water beyond you all. It was the most beautiful sight to look at. Okay. All right. So from there, I'm going to keep showing you pictures. All right. As we're talking about this, now that you got that visual. All right. So then from there, I need to show you another understanding. And I'll keep showing you pictures and videos. Again, let me load that again. Okay. As I keep sharing with you the next communications from these are messages from Antarctica, the water connects us to all of this. So here again, you're seeing the ripples coming back. And again, remember, there was no ripples coming out of any of the ice. It was just stillness. Wow. Okay. So right there, you're seeing that's an example of some of the ice still doesn't have ripples in it. Okay, so then the next communications, like me remote viewing, bifurcating into the future. What was the next one? So that was the dream of that. Okay, and then this is now time space. Okay, this is happening in now time space. This happened the morning of Father's Day. What happens is that I'm watching this time from a bird's eye point of view, so from my higher self perspective. And I am watching, what's happening is that there's two different worlds. The Vesica Pisces that I talked to you guys about. There's the world that is operating within the crystalline 5D construct. And we are able to do that if we vibrate our vessels to a 5D vibration that basically you want to ensure that you've healed the trauma and that you have gone to past lives, and once you've done that work and you've done that incredible, tremendous work, again, you could learn that through aura hypnosis, entity removal. What happens is that you start vibrating into the fifth dimensional crystalline being that you are. you are liquid crystal into a formation. You are a crystal, just like a crystal factually, when is read by science, the Hertz frequency that is emitted from a crystal should not have, say, a physical type of carbon-based form, but it does, but the crystals do, but more of a solid liquid crystal form that you are holding your crystals in. That's who you are. So you're constantly interacting with the world and the vibrations around you. Okay.
All right.
And so, all right, so from there, what happened was that in the dream, as I was remote viewing and watching the two worlds, I was watching the world that there was the AI matrix world, where people are in matrix pods. You want to sign up to our extra sensitive content, share sensitive information there. You can watch that video. And all the videos I reference that are extra sensitive, like channeling Nikola Tesla, channeling World War II, the Hitler, the real story, all that, okay? I am going to be channeling Michael Jackson. Okay, so keep an eye on when I figure that out. Okay, now, through the series, you can watch more on the matrix pods. I've also remote viewed the matrix world, which we could add the link there for you to see, remote viewing the matrix. Okay, so we got two worlds that are operating. One is Mother Earth 5D construct, and this is what you're seeing unthawing here. One of the ways that they were able to densify us and dumbify our brains was, of course, through vaccinations. We've talked about that, but then also convincing basically humanity to get vaccines every couple hundred years. They do that, especially in all the different virus influences that have happened and the resets. Okay, we know that the treaty in 1954 or something like that, Gina, correct me if I'm wrong, there was a Antarctica treaty that happened, and then at that point the world's leaders agreed, and then that began to freeze Antarctica. So what happens is that if we continue to free Antarctica, the more of the memory comes back to us. Because this ice is water, crystallized water. This water is crystalline knowledge and wisdom and basically the memory, right? Water is consciousness, water is memory, okay? So again, in the dream, one world is us, like where we're seeing the earth and she's beautiful. There we go, you all. Look at this. Take a look at this for a second. This is trippy. Check that out one more time. As I'm talking about this, here we go. See that? Wow, right? Okay. So, the unthawing. Also pay attention to how every single iceberg has a different cymatic coming out of it, okay? This is happening right here on Valentine's Day. What's up? All the love you guys were feeling inside of the Arctic Circle was being felt out there. Everyone plays a role in the unthawing of the waters. All right, so then let's see what else here. Look through. Okay. You understand two worlds. One world, organic, beautiful, nature. The other world looks like, now this is what it looks like, and this is what I was viewing, okay? The other world looks like Armageddon. All those Armageddon movies, destruction, like we'll say lava going off, but lava rebirths and creates planets, but destruction. Those Armageddon movies that you've seen where, either the ship is falling or the sinking, or there's weather phenomenons or whatever, but we know that there are weather modifications, so that's happening by violating Mother Earth. Okay, we've showed you all those videos in the past. Okay, Nikola Tesla, modified weather, which I think it was this time we stand together or something like that, or we don't fall. Okay. These are interesting. See these are caves of energy that are coming out. And then look at the layers of different blues there's blue plasma inside the ice, the snow. that is melting and unthawing. It's quite incredible, you all. So the plasma light basically is returning into the water. And then this is also part of the reason why the water is also then vibrating out. When you understand how to do entity removal, look at the different shades in blue. This is not altered in any way. Through entity removal, you assist the land and the waters and the elements to come back and bring back the original elements. Okay. All right. So you understand what you're seeing. So continued with the dream. I'll be going back and forth. All right. So again, we have this beautiful plasmic world. Then we have the artificial world where people are factually inside Matrix pods. Those movies, you know, they're actual, like the Matrix, stolen by the transgender people who claim whatever, they're the directors or publishers or whatever they are. Stolen from someone though. And mass as their own, but they're facts of what people and humanity are within. So I am watching this father on the morning of Father's Day come in. He's coming in though, and he's coming in from the ascended new earth. And I'm listening to him as he's running as fast as he can. And this is how important divine fathers are and fathers of earth, right? Whether you're even not yet a father yet, or you play an uncle role too, or, you know, whoever you are as a father figure, even teachers, you know, playing roles of fathers and guardians of children. So he's running and it is rough, you all. There is, you know, like some parts of the earth are falling into herself. There's catastrophe, things falling from the sky. He is struggling, okay? And then what he says is that I've already made it to the earth. He says, but my children haven't. I must find my children. And as he's journeying, he finds, in this perspective, he had two little boys that were twins. Oh, you know what? And I think he was a black man. Yeah, he was. A black man with two little black boys. And he's running with the two little boys like this in his hands. And he says, I got to make it back. He says, my wife is waiting for me in the new earth. We've made it out, but our children haven't made it out of the matrix, he says. It is tough, you all. There are potential that he cannot make it because there's so much destruction in the inverted matrix, the artificial wombs that are coming at him from all directions. He is intuitively carrying two children, trying to run them back to the new earth to help them ascend out, right? Look at this, wow, underwater. You see that? Completely shift happening. All right, and what happens is that I see Divine Mother, like Mother Mary, not like Mother Mary. I see Mother Mary. I see Divine Mother looking down. You know those statues where she's always looking down? It's because she's looking down to earth. She's not shamed or praying or whatever. She's looking down at us. Okay, so I see her. She's looking down at them. And what she's doing is that she's finding those fathers who have reached a matching vibration to save their children. She's finding them transportations. So whether that be a bicycle, a motorcycle, a car, because they need help, they are struggling and they could potentially not make it. So she's giving them transportations, energetic transportations to get them there. With that is what does that mean? What does the transportation means? It means that perhaps the parents have gone through these fathers have gone through a lot, and they have been able to stay in their hearts. Okay, through experiences, they've gained a vibratory match to be able to find a level up to their body. Okay, so then their body is also uniting with the transportations that Divine Mother is giving to them to bring back the children faster. Okay. Do you understand? So this tells you how important the fathers are, and that's why they've been targeted to separate, especially when a mother is carrying. The fathers are really targeted to maybe cheat on the mother. You hear that? I hear that a lot. Like they cheat on the mother or they leave the mother and she's pregnant, and it's just horrific. Okay, they're being targeted to separate one another. Okay, these pictures are wow. You guys looking? Look at that. We're seeing the sun coming out. I think this is when we first started seeing the sun coming out, Gina. Is this accurate?
Yeah, that's around the time when the sun started coming out, and then the clouds and started kind of going away.
Yes, and then how many days? So what date did we begin there? Land in Antarctica? Was it a 12? 12, right? There was a 12 we went through the Drake's Passage, right? 13. So not too long. The second day, not too bad. And we are seeing the sun, which is preparing because we needed to see the sun. Why? Because the next day is the total solar eclipse and we cannot not miss the sun, right? We have to. So the lands, the ice is working with us. There is what is the Aura regression where the ice goddesses, and what is that one called, Gina? Where this world comes in. So watch that Aura regression because this explains, this was a future vision from the client that was sharing this of what was going to happen in total eclipse 2026 in the year of the horse when the horse was coming in, right? There's so much to share with you guys. You want to watch the series. There's volcanoes and mountains. There's craters we go into. There's so much beauty. But that's that dream. Gina, tell me what questions do we have so far on one, when you can see the ocean beyond the crystalline dome, which is the membrane wall to our protection of our world. 2 questions to the Father being the one that can go in and save the children like this and carry them back out into ascension with their dragons too, right?
I don't see any questions currently in the chat.
Comments.
Or the comments. I think people are just listening and so intrigued right now because that's an incredible dream, especially for the fathers, because they don't normally hear how their strength works like that.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you to, I think it says currently 101 streaming live right now. Thank you. Write your questions, you all. Oh no, it says streaming now. 155. What's up? My screen had frozen. Here we go. Okay. All right. Thank you. Let's keep going. All right. So those are 2 dreams. I don't see your questions, so we're going to keep going. The next one that I want to share as we continue here. All right. This is what happens. Okay. How can I share this and still share with you how important this now time space on Earth is? Let me figure this out as you continue to view. All right. Whew. Okay. All right. Adam has told you, and we've told you over and over, how the gateway out, right? He's told us is through inside the earth. I've channeled Adama, the inner earth, Agarthian. Wow, look at the vibrations there. Check out those videos. We have a playlist on the inner earth, right? Whoa. Look at that one in motion. Whoa. Could feel the healing energy through that. Okay, and I didn't understand that in the time space when he was telling us this, right? I mean, I did though, but actually, I really can't say that because I totally did. But because her heart, have to go in through her heart, the emerald gateway into ascension. Okay, and to do that, you have to go inwards into the 5-dimensional construct because there's a layer, a crust that has the 3D, but I could tell you the 3D is so far from us right now. If you're operating in pure love light, you're operating in love for others, not being hateful, not being narcissistic, not being envious and jealousy and so on, right? They try to get you to be dense. Look at these incredible pictures. Like, whoa. They try to make you do that because they want to densify you. Whoa, there's so much happening here. It's like I'm seeing worlds within worlds unthawing here. The multiverse is unthawing here. The plasma light of the blue within the ice is returning back to us and our earth and our world. The plasma light, we are light, right? Our photons react to light. And the plasma light plasma is our blood because it's blue in the veins, isn't it? So then you're seeing the blue unthaw through the eyes of Mother Earth, her blood, her water. Okay? Look at that. Now we're starting to see shining here, right? In the waters, crystalline shine. Okay. All right. What I could tell you is that we've been waiting for this moment since the fall of Atlantis. What's happened in this moment in time space is that the matrix has fallen. Let me explain to you how that works. Okay, let me see. How can I share this? Be patient with me as I could only share things in divine timing with the collective. Now, I can tell you though, if you're part of a Rising Phoenix Mystery School and you're an Aura practitioner, then you could get the information in real time fully, okay? But it's you have to get it because you can only get it if you're a vibratory match to it. So join our school. It would be incredible, you all. It would be the most incredible choice you've made in your life, I'm telling you. Of course, after having babies and finding your twin flame. But yes, okay.
So Aurora, it looks like the eclipse that was there was on the 17th.
17. Oh, 17. Thank you. Thank you for
Yes.
correcting me. Yeah, let me know because all these days become one, you all. Because what happens is that it's like, especially if you don't have pictures and videos, you all, it becomes like a dream because you were in such a high vibrational state of being in a 5D construct while you were there that like those 5-dimensional dreams and higher, you forget them sometimes when you wake up. What I could tell you is that in our Telegram, one of our practitioners shared for us to get calcite, clear calcite. And I have calcites of all colors, but I didn't have it like this. And the way I bought it in a tesseract, in a cube, diagonal cube, which again, I just did it accidentally. Where I bought it from, they like marked it a number that I could know, like they marked it 69. They were at number 69. I was like, I can go with that one. And I get it. I'm like, oh my God, this perfect tesseract, which is too deep to go into, but it's a diagonal cube that basically keeps the 4-dimensional construct within. Okay. So then it's in our teachings, our courses. So what happens there is that, what was I saying right before I went into the 5D, 4D construct of the Tesseract? What was I saying, Gina?
You were talking about how we waited for this since the fall of Atlantis.
Oh, yes. Okay, so we have Lionsgate coming up, you all. Okay, that's going to be happening August 8th, in case you don't know what that is. And I have a series, you can watch the playlist on Lionsgate. Okay. Now, what happens is that every Lionsgate, it's called the Lionsgate because the gate energetically opens. There, you could visualize it like an emerald heart inside of Earth, her heart, right? And say she has facets in her like a diamond would, okay? Then there's the Sacred Laws of the Universe, which is in book 1. Again, you guys could check out my books under Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Okay? Book 1 goes into the Sacred Laws of the Universe. Okay? All right. You could check them out, right? Okay. So with the Laws of the Universe, she is opening up gateways, energetic gateways inside these facets. All right? Now, what happened last year is that we got the information from a child, didn't we? That the 11th gate was opening. What year was that? Was that 2020? What year was that, Gina? Would that have been 2024? Yeah, right? 2024 was 11. 2023 was the 12th gate, and 2023 was 11.
23 was the 12th gate.
Was it 12th gate?
Wait.
Oh, because 2025 was the 13. So 2025 was the 13. 2024 was 12 gate. 2023 was 11 gate. Okay. 2025 was the 13 gate. When that happened is that what happens is that, and they reference on this, cruise, they did reference General E. Byrd slightly. I like this picture. just slightly. They didn't really talk much about him. Because, you know, they claim he was non-existent, but that's not true. We cover that in our extra sensitive series, Remote Viewing the North Pole, and he leads us into understanding what World War II, and then they lead us into, there's the first time we see the sun, right there. The sun's coming through, wow. And then from there, the transformation happens when the sun touches the water and the crystalline water. Okay. There we are. Such an honor to have been able to take pictures for you all to get those sun activation codes if you want them. Wow. So this is the day, like this is the, say, official day. No, the second day we are there, right? A full day finally in Antarctica. Okay. Since the fall of Atlantis, what happens is that the virus does spread. We have a series coming up, you all. It's going to be a new series. You know how we have the Asian series for A.U.R.A regressions? We're going to have the Unplugging of the Matrix series. This is huge. You want to watch that one. Yep, it's wow. Okay. Because it's going to explain some of the ways that the virus spread on Earth and how people are finally able to start releasing the virus. And then explains visions of like the father going back and saving his children and bringing them back to the new earth. Now, what's happening there is more to the dream of the father is that the children were holding the space in the matrix. A lot of them, what happens is that they get jabbed when you hospital birth them. They get vaccinated and jabbed and they're being violated. I mean, some of them are being violated anally through sticking a thermometer up their butts. No, that's not okay, you all. That's a sexual rape to a child, a newborn baby. They're getting, pricked in their little toes, in their feet. They're getting, also boys are getting circumcised. It's disgusting, you all. Read book 2 to go more into that. It's disgusting. I have a whole chapter on that and the violations to children in book 2. Okay. So when they're doing that is that they're violating the children so much is that they're putting them in the matrix pods. Okay. So there they are. The children been waiting for them to be released. Yes, the penguins run Antarctica, guys. They are a gang and they are a tough gang. Watch out for them. They waddle so cute. And they're like, get out of my way, humans. They're like riding this huge iceberg. They're like, what's up? Let's go. They're like, there they are, those humans again watching us. Oh, goodness. They have nothing better to do but watch us. Anyways, we love them. But I'm just being silly. Okay, so back to the matrix pods. And, okay, so the children in the matrix pods, and what's happening is that the children are also the creators and the birthers of the future timelines. So the reason why this Father's Day 2026 marked a very important moment is because the fathers are finally able to help their children. You understand this? You're able to go back and free your children, but with that, you need to make sure that you help them entity remove what's attached in them. The past life trauma, you need to help them with that, but the thing about it is that you can't force it on them because they are walking their path just like you are and they're free-willed soul. So you could teach them. You could teach them all that you know, all that you've learned, your 30, 40, 50, 70, 80 years, but they can only do it themselves. And you must surrender and let go. At the same time, this is tricky because you know that they got to go through some experiences. But then you also need to let go and surrender and leave them to their higher self, to their angels, and live every day like, I know that I made it here. I made it here to this moment, time, space, right? And you tell yourself that, right? So can my children. I am telling you that the children don't have to live as dense lives that we did. They're still going to have to go through their own experiences, okay? and run into some, like some, bullies sometimes, and they run into these people who are clones and, people who are possessed by the AI, the Archon. And then it will be up to them to make a choice. These are WoW, right? That they will learn the lessons. You're watching the actual clearing of the matrix here. You're watching the declouding of it through these pictures. Okay? Now, you understand? With the children. How am I doing? Do you understand? Okay. What I can tell you is that you could start rebuilding now the chrysalis God chrysalis, like a caterpillar, like I talk about in the Matrix presentation, shared in our retreats, workshops, or the extra sensitive series. I share some of that there. But if you're a practitioner, you get the full information. And every time, you all, when I share it, every single person is in awe, and everything comes together when you hear the Matrix presentation. That can only be shared through privately like that. You're like, whoa, I had a dream. I saw this. I knew this, so on. If you have been procrastinating, you all don't procrastinate anymore in your own spiritual healing and work that you have to do, because the time is now, and the unicorns, the year of the horse, they're moving so rapid. And it's a fire unicorn, which is a phoenix. Oh, look at that, you all. Phoenix unicorn. She's moving fast, and you need to keep up with her, and you can ride with her in that flame, that fire flame. And this is really cool. Look at, it's a dragon. Okay, it's a dragon head. That's what's unthawing there. There's an actual dragon releasing there. How divine. Okay. Questions, comments, Gina? How are we doing? Any questions on the Matrix? You have questions on the Matrix? I can most likely share an answer to what you're asking.
There's a couple of questions. They ask, what does it mean for all the trees on Earth? Do all of them feel this crystalline 5D energy?
Most definitely, absolutely. They're feeling that, because their roots connect to subterranean levels where the Earth is at. I had a video on talking about the subterranean Egypt that's actually beneath the sand of Egypt. And also through the extra sensitive series, I reviewed Grand Canyon and how Cleopatra actually came over to Grand Canyon, the last civilization. Okay.
Yeah. So.
And you want to watch that, because that is going to explain to you the subterranean and what's underneath. We also have an Unveiling Egypt course where we talked about the subterranean, and we remote viewed what's really under. Okay, so you could look at Earth like layers of onion layers. So what happens is that the very top is the 3D, but not. Oh, there's a whale. There's a whale there. You saw the it's so cute. Oh my God, it's such an honor when you see a whale. Right there. During the trip, at some point, there was how many, like 10, 20 whales that came, which is not usual. So everybody was freaking out, of course. And we were recording, and it was so sacred. Okay, so right now, what I can tell you is the top layer of Earth is not 3D anymore. If you're operating in the organic part of the Vesica Pisces, the two circles, right? The Vesica Pisces, that's fourth dimensional higher. All the elements are fourth dimensional and higher right now. Okay. And then now the matrix where people are at, that's a separate space where is ran by a black sun. Have you ever heard people talk about a black sun? That's an actual thing. So let me tell you about this. Okay, there's two suns. But there's more than two suns in the organic earth, right? Because all the worlds connect through the oceans, like you're seeing here. This is another world that you're seeing. All right, so the sun that you're seeing here through this picture, you all, videos, I'm telling you right now, is a different sun. Completely different sun than our sun. That is why on, say, North America or even South America, why is it at the same exact time, say we are in Antarctica and we're viewing an eclipse, and say you're seeing the sun at the same time in South America or North America, why would we not be seeing the same eclipse? Because they're completely two different suns, or three different suns even, or more. Okay, so this is incredible for you to be able to be viewing the sun from Antarctica, which you haven't seen since the fall of Tartaria, where they stopped with the blimps, you know, they stopped Tesla from allowing people to go on blimps, you know, to different parts of the world. You're kidding me? In blimps, we could have reached the worlds that we are beyond to us through airplane. You can't reach them. And that's why they limited us through airplanes. Okay. Sensitive series, Nikola Tesla for that, more on that. Okay. All right. Let's see what else I can share. What was I saying right before that, Gina?
You were talking about how the suns,
Yes.
The worlds has the black sun.
Yes, thank you. Okay, when I start talking about the worlds, like of the many worlds of connected to the ocean, it's like, I'm there, y'all. And then I'm like, what were we talking about on this earth? What is it? Oh yes, I'm in a human vessel, but that is a crystal. Look at that, you all. Look at this. Okay, so we're looking at, this is 9:26 p.m. This is okay, so this is already the sun's going down. We're looking at the sun down, right? The dawn of this beautiful day of Valentine's Day, full of love, mucho, mucho amor y besos. Okay, so now we're looking at February 15. And remember, the eclipse was the 17th. Okay, we're preparing. Wow. Okay, another beautiful day. And look at, we're finally seeing the blue skies. It's happening, you all. I want to thank too, see this? Guess where I'm at, you all? I got one of the best rooms. Thank you to the A.U.R.A practitioners who helped me fund this, you all, okay? Because we got the best room of the ship in the back. So these videos and pictures I'm showing you guys, look at that. Wow. Because we're not being obstructed by other people's views and so on. This is me standing in the back of the ship in our own room. Look at that. 6:41 a.m. Man, that's early for me. That must have been so hard. But when you have views like this, you're like, oh, I gotta record this. Okay. Wow. Look at the difference, y'all, from the day before, 14th, to this day. You can see it, right? All right. Thank you to all the angels and you beautiful clients from all over the universe, multiverse, and Earth who assisted us through your sessions, through your attending the courses, everything. It all came to be. Every single one of these sessions allowed for us to watch this beauty undulling within the ice walls. Wow, right? Look at those ripples. I mean, look at what do you think a ripple like this means? I feel that what this means is that within this is one particle, but not, right? This is infinite particles. This tiny little piece of ice has infinite particles within it. And all the particles within that is on thawing, you're watching life return back. The particles frozen, quantum physics. Particles frozen coming back into life. And what happens is that when something comes back into life, he sings, a vibration comes out. So you're watching the orchestra of infinite of particles within one tiny little ice returning back into being life. They were frozen into 3D, but no longer are they now operating in 4D, 5D. See, these waves are all the dimensional energies that are coming out through all these infinite particles in that ice. Unthawing. You get it? Well, right? I mean, it's just ice. Why would there be cymatics coming out of there? Because there is life within that. There are rays of light coming out from the photons that are emitting out. Wow, the life, okay? So here we're seeing many different waves here, like cymatics, because all the ice and water is coming back to life and is reacting with one another. See that? We see this, you know, in our side of the world, where we're not frozen, right? But not in Antarctica. They hadn't seen this. Probably not since Tartaria, early 1900s. So where are we here, Gina? February 15. Where are we on the map? Where are we heading? We're slowly heading somewhere. Love this beautiful boat.
That would be.
What was she called again?
Wasn't it originally, there was an original name and then it was the Explorer?
Yes, but before that, she was called her original name in 1982 when she was born.
The Midnight. Was it Midnight Sun?
Midnight Sun. Midnight Sun. She's so divine because she's made to, not just a regular ship can go through Antarctica, you all. You need to have a device. She needs to be made with being able to break apart the ice, because sometimes you'd have icebergs under you. They would have to go slowly through and break the ice. And then, yes, Gina, what were you saying? Where are we on the map now that we're on a new day?
That would be Sierra Cove.
All right. Show that to you in a minute. Once this is done. Okay. So let's share that on the map. So Sierra Cove.
Sierra Cove?
How do you spell it? Oh, right here. Yep. Here we are. That's the point there that we're at right now. Okay. Right there. All right. Back. Does anyone have any questions on the matrix and what I've shared so far? Comments that are important?
There was a question about Lionsgate.
Yes.
Does the energy from the Lionsgate and other portal dates come through the Torii gates in Japan now that there's been healing there?
I can't share that answer, is what I can say. Just that's a pretty cool question. Continue.
And then somebody asked, did you get the opportunity to swim in those magical waters in Antarctica?
Swim in them? Oh no. Oh no. You could not find me. What is that called when they dip in Arctic waters? That was not me.
Oh, that was a polar plunge.
Polar plunge. Oh no. At some point they did that. And I was like, you're not finding me there. The reason why you're not finding me there is because I know human anatomy, right? Because we teach it through the courses. And I would not do that to my all my blood cells and my blood and my organs and freeze them like that. You kidding me? Like you could go in a shock. Like that can actually happen. Like you could go in a heart attack. I just can't do it. The phoenix in me is like, she does not like ice like that. She's good. She likes to be oscillating in a very high heat of 3,000, Super Saiyan, 3,000 and more of heat, Fahrenheit, preferably. So, not no negative. We're zero. We're good. But I did get to touch her plenty, her waters, bless myself. Sometimes I would throw her over my crown, bless my heart. Just such an honor. At some point there were snowflakes, so the snowflakes landed on us and, integrating further crystalline energy into us.
And Aurora, it looks like the polar plunge was actually on the 15th.
Was it? Oh, you asked
Yeah.
that. Oh, that's funny. On the 15th. Yeah, funny.
Or it was either near there, but there's the Bulls Bay, Chiriguano Bay, and I think Culver Island. That was all very similar time frames in that day.
Okay. Any other questions or comments, Gina? Are we good? Look at how, wow, you all. So what I did is I have them right here in this corner, and I printed some in canvases for myself because they could be magazine pictures for sure. All my thumbnails have been my pictures I took with my phone. Gina, were you going to say something? Oh, you good? Okay. So there's something energetically happening here on this one. S644. See how they have these looks like tesseract cubes? So this one represents the world's unthawing. The worlds of the worlds. If you read book 3, we talk about like the end of the world. Tierra de Fuego is factually called El Fin del Mundo, which in English translates to the end of the world. And it's in all the maps, all the ancient maps, hundreds of years old maps. So it seems like from beyond there, we're looking at end of the world energies and the cells so that they can vibrate faster. I reference the tesseract often. Gina, can you send me a short of a tesseract? Because even though you all are not in our courses, just so you could understand what I mean by a tesseract, a diagonal cube, okay? Okay, so this is Brabant Island, right? Here we are. We're reaching our first destination for the day. Beautiful, beautiful. We're going to run it probably another 30 minutes, you all. So let me know what questions you have. And I'll keep going with the slideshow. Again, look at us at the back of the ship. There we go. I believe ice is being crushed here. Yeah. To get through.
This is it. This is it.
Yeah. Getting through. This is it. What is this? I was always channeling, so let me see. What am I saying here? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So, something important about this. What can I share? Let's see. Okay, so I was watching the ice giant titan goddesses unthawing and coming out from here. And it's happening. The convergence of the real 5D world is happening with the aura regression I reference. and they're unthawing. The divine mothers, these goddesses of the elements, are coming back to us. And that is what's happening there, okay? Beautiful. What of you all? What of you? It feels so surreal too. In the moment, you're like, you know, come on, you all. I've covered this for 2 years. Was it, or maybe more? Almost like over 2.5 years. And to be in front of this is just a dream come true. Here we are. Look at that, you all. And that's the image that I used for the thumbnail today. And there it is. The Tesseract cube's there. And the sun is out. Look at when, I want you to pay attention. Why does water do that when you create a friction within the water? Why does she, and you've noticed this too with whales, like videos of whales, how they create blue light behind them? Gina, try to find a video on that. Because what's happening is that the water with it's a quantum physics. What's happening is that the water is there's friction and oscillation happening within the water, and when that happens, it becomes a lighter blue. Isn't that beautiful? So basically, they're highly electrified photons within the water that are creating the blue light. What you're seeing is light within the water. So blue light, a ray of light inside. Photons excited, activated. Wow, right? Wow. We're looking at, yeah. And then we have pictures of what you just saw, video. Gina, let me know. Did you send me? Let me see what you sent me so far. Okay, not yet. Okay, I'll keep going. You just let me know when you're ready. We'll keep looking at these pictures. You saw the
I sent you the video of the Tesseract.
Oh, you did? The text? Let me see. I don't see it. Okay. Good. Better close up at the different tesseracts that are untying there. So now we're seeing the reflection that we saw, right? Especially during when we went to Grand Canyon. What year was that? I think it was 2024. And I showed you how the water became a completely reflection of the above. So what we were explaining there is that the water was the 5D construct, while what we're seeing here was the 3D, but now we're more of a 4D, right? So back then the top was the 3D, the middle of the in-between, unifying both the world of the water and the land, was the 4D, what's unifying, and then the inside of the water would have been the 5D construct. So we were in a form of an upside down then, the matrix. And so what you're seeing through the reflection of the water is the actual 5D construct. Or, yeah. Here we are on one of those fast crusaders, what do they call them? And then you're seeing a solar halo, look at that. And the sun.
Those are called zodiacs.
Zodiacs, that's right. And then let me see what Gina shared so far. I don't know why I'm not getting your text. Let me just go on TikTok, I guess. I'm not getting the update on
I also put it in the folder here.
In the doc? Okay.
In the doc, it says at the top, Tesseract
okay.
video.
I'll click it there. Better, easier. Okay, there we are. No, that's a rocket. Why?
It says Tesseract video.
Oh, that one. Got it. Okay. Okay. So through our quantum physics courses, which is we're calling, they're quantum physics, you all, but quantum physics is not as out there as we think it is. It's just understanding science through an energy. Okay, let me show you here what a tesseract is, okay? Here we are. Something happened to this man, he disappeared. Carl Sagan, which I feel like eventually I'm going to go through and teach a course of him to understand. But here, listen to him.
The fourth dimension. Let's take this three-dimensional cube and project it, carry it through a fourth physical dimension. Not that way, not that way, not that way, but at right angles to those three directions. I can't show you what direction that is, but imagine that.
He said he can't show you, but this is what it looks like in his hand. You see, the cube is not flat, it's diagonally like a diamond, okay?
There is a fourth physical dimension. In that case, we would generate a four-dimensional hypercube, which is also called a tesseract. I cannot show you a tesseract because I and you are trapped in three dimensions. But what I can show you is the shadow in three dimensions of a four-dimensional hypercube or tesseract. This is it. And you can see it's two nested cubes, all the vertices connected by lines. And now the real tesseract in four dimensions.
This here, this is how tesseract reacts. And it's constantly shifting, say like a phoenix rebirthing or a snake shedding off the skin. Always in motion. A healthy tesseract operating in a fourth dimensional state of being is moving like this. So this is what Carl Sagan, or Sagan, I don't know how to say his name, say Sagan, maybe, Carl Sagan, says, he's channeling now, he says this is what he wants you to understand, that's what you're watching, unthawing. The photon particles, he says, are operated as well within tesseracts. They're reactive to the environment, and this is what was happening. Photons were frozen, which meaning tesseracts, and we're keeping the fourth dimensional energy frozen on Earth. Okay, and this is why it's important that yes, it continues to the ice walls continue to unthaw, because the more that they unthaw, the more that this 4D tesseract energies will continue to level up and build, like, you know, snowflakes building into giant, you know, snowflake mountain. But instead there will be all these oscillating tesseract photons that will be able to lift us in vibration, because ascension is not just a spiritual journey, a energy, well, not just a spiritual journey, it's also a physics journey, a science and an energy journey. So you need to understand too how your vessel vibrates at a higher state of being. And someone asked at the beginning, it was like, Aurora, how do you stay young? It's like, I'm constantly vibrating higher. So then it keeps the cells very healthy in your body, and it keeps you looking young. Just like, say, the inner earth people, right? The very first inner earth people that I talked about long ago that started to visit me when I was waking up in 2016, 17. And how they were ancient, but they look like, you know, they were in their healthy 40s, but they're ancient, right? Thousands of years old, since the fall of Atlantis.
Would have all the lines of equal length and all the angles right. What about?
So it needs to be, he says that it needs to be
this three-dimensional cube.
A cube, it needs to be a cube operating within a cube.
Here. In three dimensions.
The shadow.
A four-dimensional height.
Now he says it's the shadow. That's really important, because you know, you learn through the Kuan Yin, a thousand hands, thousand eyes, Kuan Yin. She talked about the subatomic level. So this tesseract here is operating at a subatomic level, because the shadow is technically the subatomic level to the tesseract. You understand? And then she's constantly rebirthing, both at subatomic level, shadow, and going back to 4D construct, but then the shadow is within, okay, that constant motion of that, okay, back and forth, subatomic at a photon atomic atom level, And then also when it goes, the cube here inside the subatomic, the shadow of it is the actual 5D construct operating. And the motion of this going back and forth is a healthy 5-dimensional photon, or basically 5-dimension healthy. I'll stop talking science, but just so you can understand. Okay, questions, comments?
Somebody asked, somebody said unlimited lifetime amounts of snow cones for sure there.
Right.
And then that's a very cool explanation of the Tesseract. That's why when we look at the stars, they are constantly shifting with different colors.
Yes. There you go. Thank you. That is a tesseract at optimal healthy state of being, creating all these different shapes, because there's multiple tesseracts that could even be more higher. Those stars are operating with multiple points because they're higher than a 4th dimensional tesseract. But the genetic makeup, the crystalline makeup to every construct is starting at it starts at a tesseract, a 4th dimensional healthy state of being. Then from there, the oscillation, the cymatic can raise into 5, 6, 7, 8, and on, even 13 dimensions and higher. And that's the stars you're seeing, the oscillation, the points through the stars, because you're seeing, again, many tesseracts going in and out to one another. Gina, find me, I guess, a video on the stars. But I'll keep showing you guys, saving time. Gina, just let me know what else, too, you want to share while I continue to go through. February 15, incredible, 8 a.m. And there's the sun. Something interesting is happening in the sun here. Look at what's happening too here. The water, when the sun is meeting the water, it's creating infinite, I wouldn't say rainbow because these look more like violet pink, right? It's creating stars within the water, crystals within the water, right? So picture this again. This is how the water used to look like, infinite, like this, not just where the sun's hitting. The water used to look just like that to what we're seeing now. Gina, let me know. How are we doing? Look at the shape of the sun too. This is not normal. You see the top, it's looking egg-like. And even the circle, do you notice that it's not a full circle? It's more like an ovalist circle. The solar rainbow around the sun is not circular. Here we are. Look at the sun. It's oval. It's an egg. She's an egg there. She's getting ready to birth, again, for the total solar eclipse. This is not a normal shape to the sun, of course. It's normally circular. Okay. Wow, right? Anything else, Gina, as we continue? There's a picture.
And then somebody asked, there are Antarctic rock specimens and fossils in museums. Do they experience the healing? And can we connect with this crystalline energy by visiting the museum?
They would have, yes. They would. Yes, you could definitely go visit some at museums and receive the activations. Again, haters, trolls, don't bother. Divine Mother is going to protect all her lands and her children. The time is here. Let me tell you. Archangel, I was talking to Archangel, Michael Archangel 4 this morning, and he said, the matrix has fallen. And let me explain this to you just on camera now. Okay. There was, this kind of information is not shared with me unless it's accurate. And plus, you know, all the data we've been collecting to share with you, 9 years, right? I was being shown in dream time that there was an archangel in front of me. It wasn't Archangel Michael, it was another archangel. And he had a phone in his hand, and I was talking to him. And phone means communications, like talking to one another, right? And all of a sudden, his phone goes off, and it's an alert, like those alerts you get, you know, like whatever storm or whatever's happening. But it's not one of those 3D alerts. Instead, the alert reads, "The Matrix has fallen." Okay. The Matrix has fallen. And then after this archangel gets the message, everyone's phone on Earth is getting the alert saying the Matrix has fallen. That's why I had the future vision of seeing the ocean beyond the crystalline dome in the future. All of that, the father being able to go back and save the children, okay? Because Archangel Michael wanted to tell you right now, the Prince of Light, they wanted to tell you, is that the time is over where the illusions of the artificial entities feed off of you because you're in fear and so on. They're over. They cannot siphon you anymore. If you've done the work and you freed yourself from the attachments that you have, no entities, no attachment. If you've done the work and healed your past lives and you are here in this now time space, that's over, you all. It's an illusion. Surrender and let go. Call on the angels. Shield every day. Call in that source of light from your higher self. And that is over. And I want to stay tuned for now an infomercial. This beautiful Fibonacci. I'm going to try to get there right now by the time we're done. See this Fibonacci spiral symbol? I have this. It's one of my most popular necklaces. I have this available, and it is an ammonite. An ammonite is a fossil. Let me read out to you, and we'll add the link there. Okay. They're important for you to have, and this is why. Not here. It's on the right website. There's the link. Me wearing one. Okay. And this is what the Fibonacci spiral means. And this is what's happening in the life as it's rippling. There's spirals happening in the waves. Okay. As well as tesseracts. Now, this necklace is called Ammonite Fibonacci Spiral Fossil Divine Mother Creational Necklace. Okay, you can get it in gold or rose gold, gold filled, 14 karat gold filled. All right, so now this is the Fibonacci spiral. I teach this in my courses, but all that is created from organic love spirals out from a Fibonacci symbol as a baby embryo leaves from a tree. As a baby embryo leaves from a tree or plant, right? Waves of the ocean, galaxies, and flowers. The ammonite are million-year-old fossils that assisted to spiral in creational energy as the earth was forming when in her Pangea form. Therefore, this necklace is a powerful necklace that will assist you to manifest your divine aspirations through the Fibonacci spiral sequence. Each number is the sum, listen, through the Fibonacci spiral, each number is the sum of the previous two numbers equaling each other in an infinite sum. So right here, 1 and 1 equals 2, correct? What if you take 2 and you add it by the previous number right here? Okay, so 1 plus 1 equals 2. You take the 1 plus the 2. So the 1 of the previous number plus the sum equals 3. Then you take again the 2 of the current number plus the previous sum, 2, right? Just keep adding it. The 3 is a 5. Then you take again the previous sum, which is the 5. You add it plus the 3 that you were on right here, this spiral cube, and then it equals an 8. And this goes on infinitely. It reaches 1, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 6, 7, 7. So again, you take the sum of the previous two numbers. So each spiral sequence, each number is the sum of the previous two numbers, equaling each other. The previous two numbers equal each other over and over. Now, I would teach this in the courses. If you want to go into that, Mother Mary Sacred Birth class, she teaches us how everything is a spiral and how she creates from spirals and how beautiful that is. So check that out, you all, under my website. Come get the necklace. Thank you again. As you know, I am self-funded, and I appreciate you and I love you. And how pretty is this necklace? Spiral in the ammonite, ancient million-year-old spirals to your day. I'm wearing one. They come in different sizes and colors because they're natural, created by Mother Earth, Gaia. Okay. All right, so that's my infomercial for the day. Now, okay, let's continue on. Gina, questions, comments? Let me see. I want to get to the two suns. I'm trying, but that was after the eclipse. I'll just show you the picture, and we'll get to it later. Okay. Let me show you the picture. So I'm here right now. This is going to be an incredible series, you all. I mean, I still got to take you through the whole journey and how I got to Antarctica, which is South America's. Wow, you all. Now the messages I got is just stay tuned. All right, so what happens is, I'm going to give you a teaser, okay? What happens is that, okay, this is a teaser, all right. This is February 16, all right. The sun every day is shifting, right? Look at this, guys. Compare this picture to what I'm showing you right now. No joke, you all. Look at what's happening to the reflection of the sun in the water. Have you, what is that? Oh my God. Oh, Santa Madre. ¿Qué pasó? Goodness. Okay, this is what it turns into, okay? Now that this is the 16, all right? Okay, so we've been able to see the reflection in the sun through the water, but have you ever seen rainbows inside of the water? I haven't. Till this moment. I can see, I'll say, a rainbow flare, a rainbow of the sun in the water. Okay, this is the day before, right? The day before. This is February 17. We're going into the canyon where we await for the total eclipse. And then this is what happens the day after, which is why I'm talking about spirals. The sun turns into 1, 2, 3 in the reflection in the water, and the water turns Caribbean turquoise. 1, 2, 3. All right. So stay tuned for that journey and what got us there. And we're going to finish it up soon. Ask your questions now. Okay.
So, Aurora, there's a question. With 4th of July coming up, the country is celebrating its 250th anniversary. It's a big deal. Why is the 250th year so important for now?
Yes, good question. Why is 250 years so important? I'll keep showing you the pictures while I respond to that question. Well, 250 years is so important because that marks 250 years ago is when the clone invasion happened. And let me tell you what happened. It's not what's written in the books, you all. Let me see what I can share with you. But you guys know that when I share things, it is catalyzing to people. Let me see what I can share, okay? Because they've been tricking the blacks and the whites in America. Okay? The story is not the accurate one. And then we'll leave it there. All right? Let me see. Why is this important? Okay. All right. What happened was that these clone men, there were like hundreds of them, right? How many were? Maybe 1,000, but even then. How many indigenous of Black, darker skin, and then tan skin like me, right? How many were there, guys? How many tribes were in America? How many? Millions, correct? You telling me the math is not mathing, right? You're telling me that hundreds of crusaders or 1,000 wiped out millions of indigenous people. The blacks were here indigenously. There is there's still survives. There's in South Carolina, right, Gina? There's a black tribe that's still there.
Yeah, in North and South Carolina.
Yep, and we could look up the name, but they're there. So they're some of the ones that didn't sell out completely, and I don't know how they survived. They must have had some kind of protective crystals under them, protecting them to have survived. Okay.
Most of those right now, they haven't been recognized by the government until just recently. So they're just now being able to come back. Yeah.
Yeah, well, what kind of data can you tell us about them, the Black indigenous that were native to this land? What are the names? Okay. So they came in with all these riches, and they told the indigenous people, all the chiefs of the lands, you know how they tell you over and over, like the tribes, they were fighting. Not till the invasion of 250 years ago happened. What's the exact date, Gina? Thank you for giving us the date, by the way. What marks the 250 years exactly? What date is that?
Well, they celebrate the July 4th, 1776. That's the celebration time.
But that's supposed to be like the independence, no? Like independence from the United Kingdom?
Yeah, so that's whenever the United States became, or they had their constitution, but it was a little bit before that.
What marks the date of the actual invasion? Do they have that written for us? If not, we'll go with that date. Okay, so picture this, understand this. The white men come in. They're not quite good ones. They're controlled by the AI Archon virus. They're controlled by the Merlin, okay? Book 1. Book 2 tells you the origins of the Archon artificial intelligence. Okay, they come in with riches. They have their wigs potentially on. I don't know how you find anyone with a wig like that at all intelligent. Anyways, okay. I'm making fun because I gotta laugh at this. This is ridiculous. Okay, so
real quick.
Yeah?
April 26, 1607 is when 104 men were the first English settlement. That's the date that they came in on the boats. April 26.
26. When?
1607 is when the first 104 men came in.
1607. 6-7. April 16. April 16. The 16 Tartarian star. April 16, 2000. 1607.
They call it they consider that the first landing.
All right, here you go. So there's your date. Okay, this is when this began, the lies. So they came in with their riches and so on, right? And all this like fancy stuff, like 3D material stuff from England and Europe and Asia. And then they called for a meeting of all the chiefs of all the tribes. All of them got together. A big meeting. Where did they get together at? I gotta look into that. Okay.
It might have been Virginia because that's where they were at. And
well, I was gonna say South America, but I mean South Carolina. Wasn't Virginia and South Carolina together one?
Yeah, all of that was the
They were all one.
Carolinas. They were all the Carolinas at one
Boom.
point.
There it is. I'm remote viewing it. Yes. They came in there. Remember that we've covered that in the Antarctica Tartaria series. What video was that, Gina? Was not the World War Race. The reset. The reset.
The Great Reset. Yes.
The Great Reset. Okay, watch that series. Those videos. Okay, so there's giants there. They come in. All right. Okay, this is what happens to the tribes, you all. I don't consent to you haters and trolls. All right. They sell out, you all. What happens is that they get divided. 70% of the tribes get divided. And it seems like the more of my color fight it more. And while the darker skinned tribes go along with it. This is a fact, you all. Did you know that blacks were fighting in the Civil War? Find pictures of that, Gina. They were killing indigenous Indian, Native Americans. Did you know that? They had guns, like the white invaders. They turned against their own people. The indigenous people turned against their own people. They sold the land. They sold the land. You want proof? Why do the indigenous people own casinos? Because since then, they sold the lands, Mother Earth, Gaia's lands, and then they massacred. They turned against each other. They massacred the rest of the indigenous people. And that's, yes, there was famine. Yes, there was the viruses and the influenzas that they brought in. Yes, they did bring those in. But what I'm telling you is initially they conquered and divided the indigenous people. And the indigenous blacks went more along with the Caucasian clone men. And that's why there was so many of them left in America. And I know I'm gonna piss people off, but this is why there were so many. And then our skin people were pretty much wiped out. But it was both, though. Both sold out. Both our skin and then the darker skin sold out to the richest. So why this is important right now is because that's a curse when the indigenous people of these lands divided. You understand? So no one's slaves. We're no one's slaves. We're no one's victims. Watch the white slave trade. Every race has been a slave. If you're feeding into this Black Lives Matters, you're feeding into it, and you are responsible for holding up these artificial wombs and these matrices where children are being harmed and trafficked. You need to pull yourself from that. And if you don't believe me, ask your higher self. Make sure there's no entities influencing you. Ask your higher self. I don't know how you want to ask your higher self. In dream time, you could ask your higher self if this is accurate, if the indigenous sold out. I remember because I was seeing this beautiful chief. I was seeing him. He was one of the strongest chiefs there. And what happened is that all the tribes were they would they can marry into each other's tribes, and he had sons. His sons were in the other tribes, and they were married to some of the women who their chiefs had sold the land and sold off. And this chief was crying. He was crying. He was nodding his head. He was telling them, don't do it. While 30% of them were saying, don't do it. Don't sell it off. It's not worth it. Don't sell her. And they put their head, they were outnumbered. 70% of them, they told them to be quiet. They shut them up. They put their heads down. And all they could do was walk away because they could not fight against their own brethren. And that's when it began. That's when the tribes fighting each other. That's when they started fighting over territory. That's when it all began. And then it got worse at the 1700s, where they started wiping out the rest of the indigenous that didn't sell the land. And this is why the land, till this day, you're paying taxes to this land, to the not consenting UK queen, because the indigenous sold the land. Then, at some point through indigenous history, they tried to make, like, whoever was left, treaties with them, like the good ones, like, make treaties with us. Please don't take our land from us. But eventually they were faded out, correct? Till now they're in reservations, you all. The ones that are in reservations in these, like, I've been to reservations. These cardboard looking boxes are the ones that were the good guys. While the casino indigenous people are the ones that sold out. Why in the world would they have casinos and making millions and trillions of dollars? Because they're those families. And it's time for us to know the truth about this, because this breaks the actual curse where people, they're always saying, you know, the lands were stolen, the lands were stolen. Yes, the lands were stolen from the 30% that said no, but the 70% said yes. Do you understand? Do you have questions on that? Only source of light is allowed within the space, only love. All that is an entire video from the beginning to the end is allowed. Only pure organic truth is allowed to be spoken, as always. And that is what Archangel Michael told me right around the time of the falling of the webs, because this land is supposedly was stolen. This land is free. She is free. And we need to get rid of these taxes on the land. So we need to get rid of all this stuff, because your land is your land. Her land, she's free. She's free. She's free, she says. She does not consent. Questions, comments, Gina?
Does that also have to do with any of the Black Lives Matters information and groups?
Yes. Those kind of inversions keep that curse going. And then also the divide of the blacks and the whites. Keep it going. Did you know that in Chicago growing up, I was visiting some of my old neighborhoods. We were divided by Mexicans go here, whites go here, and Puerto Ricans go here, right? That's how it was. But that has been changing. Gentrification has been happening to some of the lands where, there was gangs and prostitutes. Did you also know growing up in Chicago, and I don't know if it's like this in New York and other places, if you were a Hispanic kid and you went into the black neighborhood, your butt was going to get beat. They beat you. But it wasn't as bad in the Hispanic communities. But if a black kid came into the Hispanic village area, they would get chased. Did you know that? You couldn't cross boundaries, and they were divided by viaducts, like bridges. That's withering away, guys. There's more of a multiversal, multi-race happening all over Chicago. Yeah. So that's rooted to the original indigenous sections and how they pinned them against each other when they divided. I could keep going on with facts on this, guys. How some of them sold out. They don't want you to know that. They want you to keep believing that it was stolen so that they could continue the fight. Some were stolen though, right? All right. You guys understand. Questions, comments?
Or if you check the doc at the top, I put in there, there's Black Indigenous, and it looks like it's probably from the late 1800s. So you can, I've never seen a picture like that.
Is it a
before.
TikTok? Which TikTok?
It's just a picture. It's just a picture.
Top of the doc, a picture. Oh, Black Indians, that one? What did you call it?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. There you go. There's the proof, y'all. You just have to look for it. Black Indians. They were here too. And look at how different they look from the African blacks. They're two different blacks from two different worlds. Okay. And then you also have the information on the current tribe, right? That's still there in South Carolina that never was taken over. And what's their name?
So that would be the Lumbees. Lumbees. You can find them more in North and South Carolina. So let me see if I can find you some more information on them. But the Lumbees, and they just recently received their recognition of actually being an official tribe because they took that recognition away from them. So just recently, in the last year, did they receive it back?
Yep. Yep. Okay. We're finishing up, you all, and just giving you time right now to see if you have any other questions and what I just said. And thank you for the person who asked, was it the last video? I'm trying to remember which last video it was. And you asked about, like, what do we tell the people that tell us that we're on stolen lands, right? And then they use that against you to have an excuse for prejudice. There's absolutely no excuse for prejudice. There's absolutely none. You are part of the problem. You are the problem. Yep. What was it? The war on the white slave trade. That was one of the last questions we answered, right? Part 3 to that. Here we are with facts, you all, over and over. All right, Gina, anything else before we finish up, you all?
You had started talking about the Lionsgate this year. Is there anything else that you wanted to add about that at this time?
Yeah, so I'm gonna make a video about Lionsgate. So I'll get that done before Lionsgate. I am hosting a retreat in Lionsgate with the A.U.R.A practitioners reunion. So yeah. So we'll get that out before that for you. Any other questions, comments before we finish up?
That's all that I see for now.
Okay, sweet. All right, thank you, you all. Thank you for being here. It is an honor. We made it to, what date did we make it to? We made it to February 15. And
you did some of 16 as well?
Yeah, okay, 16.
We're getting close to 17.
Okay, and so we're pretty good in. We got there February 13. So good. Couple days in. Very good. And then what was the last day, Gina, that we were there? That we finally left? Oh, that would have been we left the 19. So we're on good. Almost there. Think of whatever questions you guys have. It's an incredible journey, you all. Such an honor to be here, disclosing all this information that we don't know of, because you can't get in there unless you pay, huge amounts in a cruise. So, yeah. All right. Gina, anything else? We're finishing up. We're good? Let's get that. That was so dense. You guys want to dance it off for a minute? Let's dance it off for a minute. That was so heavy. All right. Again, haters, trolls, don't bother. Keep it. All right. I guess we'll go with, what are we doing? Zen, you didn't send me a song. I was trying to get you to send me a song. Oh, but you did send me this. This is, oh my God. Okay. That was really hard for me to share that about the indigenous people, you all. But look at this, as this video is 150 years ago today, June 25th, so yesterday, 1876, the Battle of Little Big Horn, and this is what's happening there. Send love to the divide of the indigenous then. Indigenous tribes riding their horses. Not a battle, you all. The Battle of Little Big Horn. Did you find pictures of the blacks fight? They're in the Civil War, and there's pictures of that. I don't know where that's at right now, though. I've covered it in other videos. And then I did not understand. I really did not understand. I was like, why would blacks be fighting in platoons with whites against indigenous people? I was like, what? It wasn't indigenous platoons, guys. Like my skin, it was blacks. Indigenous. They have uniforms, they have guns, and they're slaughtering and killing them. And they were brutal, violent. Skinning, you know, their hair, their skin. All right. Gina, I know you're probably still looking. You guys could research it if we don't find it.
Just put one picture in there.
Picture?
On the top,
Okay.
the top.
All right. Civil War. Okay. Okay. There we go. Here's the picture. I didn't get it done. Now I do. Why? And they look indigenous blacks. Look at their faces. They look just like that other picture that you showed. There they are. Okay. They fought together against the indigenous guys. All right. Here we go. So, let's dance it off. And we're going to dance it off to we're going to just go ahead and dance it off to that song, Celia Cruz. Celia Cruz is actually Cuban, and she is a darker skin, so she'd be a black Cuban. And let's see here. Let's dance, guys. Here we go. Finishing it up. Dance with me.
It's interesting too, Aurora, that you're talking about the Cubans just now, because
What happened?
Trump announced that he was going to, after they're done in Iran, help Cuba.
Yep.
He just said it.
Nice. So as I've taught you all, there was blacks in all the lands, not just Africa. There's blacks in everywhere, even Cuba. Okay? And they're not there because they were, say, colonized. They were there because they're original people to that land. All colors existed in all lands. Again, with the separation and the segregation, we need to stop that. Here we go. Why are you not playing? Stop playing. That's okay. I play on my phone. Here we go, guys. Let's go. What's up? All right. Let's go. Oh my God. You know she's like super famous, right? She's like epic, like icon, right? In Hispanic, all Latin world. The song, guys, I had no idea it was going to go this way. It's called La Negrita, which means the black girl. And she's saying, esa negrita que está caminando. But La Negrita is like an endearing way to call a black girl. Que está caminando, esa negrita que está tumbado. So she's giving homage to a young black girl walking, and the people are looking at her. She's saying here, okay, and then cuando la gente la mirando, ella baila. So when the people look at her, she dances. También apretado. Si quieres llegar derecho, Mejor camina de frente. If you want to walk straight, walk forward, she says, para que no hayan trapiezos. So walk forward so that there won't be any entrapments. Y venga la lementes, so that you won't have regrets. So she's talking about that, and while she's basically giving homage to La Negrita, the young female girl. Here we go. Come on, come on, come on. What's up, you all? Woo! Camina de lado y no camina de lado. Come on. If you want to go straight, walk. So you won't trip. Come on, girl. Yeah, Gina. What's up, everyone? You guys better be dancing with me. Jen, you gonna dance with me? Oh, I need a partner. Did you want to say something? Okay. What's up? Alright, guys. Hit subscribe. Hit like. Alright, share this video as far as wide as you can. Let's go. See y'all next time.
Se perfilando, va dibujando, es el humo del tabaco, es el humo del tabaco, tabaco para limpiar, tabaco para organizar, tabaco para purgar, tabaco para sanar, es el abuelo tabaco, es el humo del.
In whatever way you found me, you are here because you're meant to come here to the Chicago Rising Phoenix Mystery School Wellness Center. Come meet me. Come. You'll love it. You'll love it. Join us every 4 months when I host the retreats. Let me know if you have any questions, write in the comments.